Hey guys, looking for new Metroidvania games to play in 2025? Then you've come to the right place. We've started the list with Altered Alma, an anticipated action-adventure game that promises to take players on a journey through a cyberpunk universe. Combining elements of Metroidvania, RPG, and even a touch of dating simulator, the game stands out for its story, innovative gameplay mechanics, and a vibrant and detailed world. The game takes place in Neo-Barcelona, a futuristic and neon-lit metropolis. The streets are a labyrinth of dark alleys, towering skyscrapers, and advanced technology. The city is ruled by a dangerous underworld where ruthless criminals fight for power. The player can freely explore the world, collect items and equipment, develop their skills, and fight enemies in frenetic battles. The next game on the list is Mariachi Legends, a platforming and action game in development that combines vibrant Mexican culture with fast-paced gameplay. You take on the role of Pablo Cruz, a Mexican detective chosen by Death himself to recover a powerful amulet that could undermine his power over the kingdom of the dead and disrupt the Day of the Dead. Armed with the powerful La Sombra, a mariachi suit imbued with supernatural powers, you need to descend into the underworld and face the Mariachi Legends and their minions before it's too late. The game combines elements of side-scrolling beat-em-up with exploration, offering a unique and action-packed experience. Mariachi Legends features a responsive and fast-paced combat system that requires timing and precise reflexes. You can customize your fighting style with a variety of weapons and sub-weapons, from pistols and swords to whips and magic. Kraino Rebirth is an indie game in development by Game Atomic, led by solo developer Angel Durantes. It's a Metroidvania with a high-bit pixel art action platforming style that promises an electrifying and brutal experience, inspired by classics like The Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. In Kraino Rebirth, you take on the role of Kraino, a skeletal warrior created in a lab to spread chaos, death, and destruction. However, he develops self-awareness and chooses a path of redemption, facing a vast non-linear world filled with monsters, magic, and dangers. Kraino can acquire new abilities throughout the adventure, allowing access to previously unreachable areas. The high-bit pixel art is one of the highlights, with colorful stylized scenery and an atmosphere that blends dark fantasy, gothic, and touches of horror. Beyond the Ice Palace 2 is an action and platforming game with Metroidvania elements that will be released soon, being a sequel to the 1988 classic Beyond the Ice Palace, originally developed by Elite Systems for platforms like Commodore 64, Amiga, and Atari. After more than 35 years, the title returns revitalized by the hands of Storybird Studio, with publication by P-Cube Games and Pixel Heart, promising an experience that blends retro nostalgia with modern mechanics. In the game, you take on the role of the Cursed King, a protagonist who rises from the dead with the goal of reclaiming his stolen throne. After being betrayed and left to die in forgotten crypts, he embarks on a dark journey of revenge and redemption. The plot involves the search for fragments of celestial arrows scattered throughout a ruined kingdom, which, when reunited, can break the curse that binds him and unlock his true power. Astra: Fading Stars is a game in development by Dimension Omega, an independent team, and will be published by the same. It's an action-adventure in the Metroidvania style, with a strong emphasis on exploration, puzzle solving, and combat, set in an atmospheric and mysterious universe. The game is being created with the Godot engine and is planned to be released on Windows and Linux platforms. The open world is full of hidden areas, astral temples, and dark corners to explore. There's a focus on connecting clues scattered throughout the scenery to unravel the truth. The game also features traps, dangers, and ancient puzzles, allowing the player to choose between facing them directly or finding ways to circumvent them. Astra Fading Stars promises to be an intriguing addition to the Metroidvania genre with its combination of traditional art, engaging story, and well-crafted mechanics. Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree, is a 2.5D action RPG that combines elements of Metroidvania and Souls-like, set in a dark medieval fantasy world. The game takes place in a world ravaged by entropy, a force that corrupts and destroys everything in its path. Players take on the role of an adventurer who must use a magic lantern to enter the realm of entropy and fight monstrous creatures and bosses. The moral decisions players make during their journey influence the fate of the world. Players can choose from 6 character classes, each with its own talent trees, passive abilities, and over 200 active skill upgrades. The game features 15 brutal bosses and 19 challenging mini-bosses. Players must master the combat mechanics and learn the enemy patterns to survive.
Crackles with ancient magic.
Entropy is within you.
Constance is a hand-drawn 2D action-adventure game that is scheduled to be released in the fourth quarter of 2025. The game follows the story of Constance, an artist struggling to escape a colorful but decaying inner world created by her declining mental health. Constance's inner world is strongly linked to her mental health journey. Each biome and its unique enemies and characters represent different aspects of her psyche and personal history. The game allows players to experience playable flashbacks about Constance's personal struggles, her creativity, the balance between work and life, and her inner purpose. In Constance, players control the artist using a brush as a weapon. The gameplay mechanics revolve around the use of paint, allowing players to dive into the ground and walls, cut through the air and enemies. Rune Fencer Illyia is an action platforming game that promises an engaging and challenging experience. The game, developed by Newtbox Games, puts players in the role of Illyia, a young woman who needs to explore a strange and devastated world to find her missing twin sister and find her way back home. The game combines elements of exploration, combat, and crafting, promising a unique and addictive experience. The rune system is one of the most interesting elements of Rune Fencer Illyia. Players can steal runes from weakened enemies, combining them with different elements, to create new variations of magic. This mechanic is reminiscent of games like AOS and Kirby Brave Fencer Musashi for PS1, offering a wide variety of options for the player to customize their playstyle. MIO, Memories in Orbit, is an action-adventure game in the Metroidvania genre that promises to take players on an exciting journey through a giant and mysterious spaceship. The game takes place in The Vessel, a huge spaceship that is adrift in space, forgotten by time. The player takes on the role of MIO, an agile robot with extraordinary abilities, who wakes up on the ship and encounters a ruined world taken over by lush vegetation and uncontrolled machines. The game offers a variety of abilities that MIO can learn throughout the adventure, such as a grappling hook, glider, and climbing. These abilities are essential to progress through the ship, overcome obstacles, and access previously inaccessible areas. Combat in MIO Memories in Orbit is fast and challenging. Mayo has an arsenal of powers that can be used to defeat enemies, such as projectiles, clones, and a grappling hook that can be used to pull enemies close. The last game on the list is Crowsworn, an action-adventure game in the Metroidvania style that has generated great anticipation among fans of the genre. Developed by Mongoose Rodeo, an Anglo-Canadian independent studio, the game promises to combine elements of classics like Hollow Knight, Bloodborne, and Devil May Cry, bringing a unique experience with agile combat, deep exploration, and an engaging narrative. The game features a vast, interconnected world, full of secrets, shortcuts, and optional areas. As the player progresses, new abilities and upgrades unlock access to previously unreachable locations, encouraging the backtracking typical of the genre. Special abilities that can deal area damage or offer tactical advantages. In addition, the game includes a rune system that allows you to customize the character, adapting it to the player's playstyle with different effects and bonuses. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.